are the flies.
Maybe not.
It's not.
Maybe so.
Your library is pathetic.
Yeah. Why are you so judgy? Why are you a library snob?
Oh, I just expected more at your age.
What, a bunch of medicine books?
No,
It's
just
essentially the only thing I've done up to this
books.
point.
In general.
Mm.
Do I put these on?
Yeah. Is this your first day?
Right, left. Is this my left?
I'm definitely not going to tell you you're right from your left. That would be crazy.
Ooh, these are comfortable.
I know. I bought them.
Look at those pretty colors.
All the pretty colors. How was your shift?
So boring.
I'm going to use that one a lot for you.
What else is there? And?
That'll also be a lot for you.
I want that one.
Not at all for you.
I definitely want that one.
There you go. Why is this uneven? You broke my equipment.
You did. You touched it a million times.
No, never. Never.
Why can't I push the buttons?
Because you're banned from touching any buttons.
Ah, I want to push that one.
Unreal.
You didn't touch it.
Unreal. That's it.
Ooh, pink. Oh, I do like that.
I have to use that for Brian a lot.
To censor him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he likes to talk about the
Yeah, I know. Go back.
I am. I'm back on the main page. Here.
How about that?
Oh, yeah, that one's good.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, that's you.
That's my favorite.
You're ridiculous. Stay on task.
How come your mic's different from mine?
Our mics are the same. Your mic needs to be close to your face. Well, this will not disappoint. I need to. I'm on. Start with me. Yeah, that's good.
I wish I had a beard right now.
You wish you had a beard?
Yeah.
Why?
Just so I could. Whoa!
Sorry, my house is on a tilt, so everything goes backwards.
Can I just tell you a small skit of last night?
Put that close to your face. You can turn it towards your face. Towards your mouth hole. The one you speak from. Yep, there you go. Nailed it. What are you going to tell me?
There was this 700-pound patient who thought he needed to get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
That I think you yelled at, in fact, on Sunday.
Did I threaten him by chance?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
Well, he had his legs out of the bed, and he was trying to escape.
Mm-hmm.
And we were not going to stop him from escaping because he punched Tina in the face on
Oh, yeah, I was there for that.
Sunday.
I thought it was like the belly and boob. I thought that's what got hit.
I don't know. I was told face.
I don't know. Stories change over time.
Anyway, so he's like wearing these moon boots, hanging out of this berry bed. And I'm like, he's going to fall on the floor. And we're not picking him up.
Mm-mm. I don't think that gentleman can walk.
Well, he said he could leave.
Actually, no, he's not free to leave because he's on a medical hold.
Yeah. So we got security, and they put him back to bed.
Was Declan on?
Yeah. And then he Kung Fu Panda'd the security officer. And this was my favorite part. Because have you seen Kung Fu Panda?
No.
Are you kidding me?
No. I've seen... Wait, maybe I have seen it. If I've seen it, I can't recall it.
Well, envision a giant panda doing Kung Fu very pathetically.
Yeah.
So he's laying in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Security is on all four sides.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do anything in the time they sling him to bed like you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
No, he decides to have a delayed reaction. And he goes like this. And like karate chop punched. But it was like slow motion punching the officer.
He karate chopped the security officer.
Yeah, and it hit him in the handcuffs. And the officers didn't even know how to react because he just looked down and he's like, "What was that?" It was really funny.
Do you see where that goes?
Why is yours not that close to your mouth? I feel crowded.
You can move it yourself. You just have to keep it like about this far from your mouth.
I'm not a music person.
This has nothing to do
Or
with
am
that.
I?
My mouth is dry.
That's why I brought water for myself.
Well, I just woke up 10 minutes before you texted me, so.
Well, I've been up all night.
Mm.
Play it.
Oh, wrong one. There you go. It bothers me how uneven that is. I mean, technically, I was up all night, but it was just with children.
Yeah, well, I was up with children too. Just adult children.
How's about that? Well, I would welcome you onto the podcast. I don't even know what episode it is. It's been 2 months, and we're breaking our silence with the most infamous individual of all. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm infamous.
That's one way of putting it. I think that's the nice way of putting it.
I don't know how to introduce myself as.
Why don't you start with your name and aliases?
Would you like my
This is like the jail.
list of jobs that I do?
All right, how about this? What's your name? Heather Keafer, okay?
Some call me that.
And what do others call you?
JK calls me Heather Tyrone.
All right.
Most people call me heathen.
That is one.
Some people call me a tyrant.
And
Sociopath.
Toad.
And
The Toad.
ultimate toad.
You're the Toad. And you are a...
Critical care nurse.
There you go.
ER nurse. Impeller rep.
You've been an ER nurse for 5 minutes.
Whatever, I worked there Sunday. It counts.
It what, in triage?
No.
Future flight nurse?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I'm joining the Navy.
Why are you joining the Navy?
I was going to have you
Do
write me a letter of recommendation.
cut a promo for the Navy?
No.
What do you want me to say?
That I'm a good coworker.
Hire at your own risk?
No.
She is a national security threat.
She does not build weapons at
Cannot
work.
be trusted with secrets. How many things do I need to tell them?
Cannot put that in there.
This is listen. People give me a hard time sometimes because they're like, will you just give anybody a reference? And I'm like, listen, I want people to go where they're happy. And either, however that gets relayed is fine. But if you're asking me to lie to the government.
Yes. Renee's doing it today.
I'm almost certain they already have a file on you. And
They do not.
Maybe Renee as well.
Top secret stuff. Everything I do is under the radar.
I don't know that you've ever done anything.
I will tell you, I had to work next to Brian Monday. And I lost my train of thought where I was going.
You can do
Whatever. I don't
it. You
remember
can
now.
do it. You worked with Brian. He said some stuff. He did some
It
things.
was relevant to that on the government watching me, but I don't
of course.
remember what it was about now.
I'm not even going to uncork that right now.
He was just offended by the method of murder that I came up with. Not murder, sorry. Mutilating harm.
Did you say the word murder in the first 10 minutes of this podcast?
No, I did. I corrected myself to harm. Harming
Harming what?
with spiders. And all I was doing is educating him on the types of spiders and what kind of harm you could use them for. I mean, that they can cause.
Instead of writing you a reference, I'm just going to end up forwarding this to the Navy. And then they can evaluate for themselves. We'll consider
Listen.
this a working interview. I'm an agent on behalf of the Navy.
I have not done any harm to humans. In fact, I help them.
Define harm. Did you say die? You
No.
help people die? I mean, that's not incorrect.
That is true. I do that. I also help them live sometimes if they're worthy.
I'm actually gonna rubber band the mic to your face here soon.
Yeah, well, it probably should be mobile for me.
It is mobile. Yeah, remember when I said you can move it with your hand?
around with my head.
Yeah, you can actually just take it wherever you want to go. So you worked last night, so you're sharp as a tack today.
Yeah. So is this a warm up Are we live?
No, yeah, we're live.
Oh.
We've been live for a lot longer than
Maybe
you
you
think.
should censor some of this.
I will. That's why I do editing. What did I say? What did I say?
I moved it a few times.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you are an EICU nurse. Oh, wait, you don't do EICU anymore.
EIT.
You EIT. You don't do EICU anymore.
No.
You do medical ICU.
Yeah. Let's not brag.
You do emergency.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of.
And you work for.
Impella.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Is it. Okay. This
Johnson & Johnson.
Well, this is an important question. Is it a biomed or is it Abiomed?
Abiomed.
I knew
Who says a biomed?
it. Me.
You just want to say it wrong.
Phonetically, it sounded right to me for a long time. And then I went to that conference and they were like, here at Abiomed. And I was like,
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right to me.
It sounds right.
I don't think so. And you're a cardiogenic shock aficionado.
It's just my passion.
Your passion.
Well, that and infectious diseases.
I thought your passion was stopping hearts, not starting them.
And opals.
The Opal timeshare.
It's not a timeshare.
It's a timeshare. Can you define what a timeshare is?
It's not what I have.
You know what? Why don't we ask the internet real fast?
No, let's not worry about it.
Hold
It's
on.
not. It doesn't matter. It's not what I have.
What is a timeshare?
Yeah, just ignore him.
Oh, it didn't read to me. A timeshare is a property with a divided form of ownership or use rights. Okay. Now, explain to me again how the timeshare works. I mean, the Opal mine.
I own a portion of the opal mine amongst other people, and we, as a family, work the mine with our hands
Okay, so
and some equipment.
so it's divided up among individuals who pay dividends into it, and your time is split between each other,
No, we can all be there at once.
or not, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
We don't have like limited time there. We could be there the whole summer.
yeah, but you share the time, right?
I share the space. I have to sit by them. If they claim their hole, I can't dig in it.
We should probably start from the beginning and say that you're a rock aficionado. Why is my phone vibrating nonstop? That was the loudest slurp ever.
I didn't hear anything.
I feel like the audience is going to struggle to understand, those who don't know you, the connection between an Opal timeshare and who you are as a healthcare professional.
Well, that's because they don't understand happiness.
Can you elaborate on that further?
Some people suffer from burnout. I, however, do not.
You enjoy it?
Because on my spare time, I go all the way to Nevada and spend weeks digging in the dirt for opals.
Have you ever gotten any opals?
Yeah, I got lots of opals.
And what do you do with these opals? Do you sell them to
I
make a
stare
profit?
at them.
With your giant rock collection in your barn?
Yeah, it's in the shop,
Do you have any other unusual hobbies?
probably. I don't know if they're considered hobbies.
Why don't you just go ahead and name a few? We'll do that as a little opener for you.
Well,
Forget the healthcare. Let's hear
they're
about
not
who Toad
hobbies.
is as a person.
They're family, so I don't think it counts. But I have a couple of chickens that I love
Yeah. And
cherish,
and
and I have a few tarantulas,
and
2 axolotls,
and
a husband,
and what about
3 horses.
your little mean friend with the fangs and the rattler?
I don't have a rattlesnake anymore. People need to let it go.
For the record, you did have a rattlesnake in your house.
Yeah, pygmy rattler sit next to my bed is my nightstand.
Okay.
Sometimes he'd rattle at me. So cute.
Well, now that I think people have gotten enough of a preview into who you are as an individual, how did you get into nursing? How does one as eclectic as yourself enter the field of holistic, patient-centered care?
It's really, I love animals and I don't love people. Maybe you
So
should.
how did you get into healthcare? Why
I don't
aren't
want
you?
to watch animals die.
Why aren't you a veterinarian?
Why would I want to watch animals die? I don't want to help put animals. I can't even put my chickens down.
Oh my god!
You should see Stella right now.
I know the things that you've done to your chicken's butthole are unreal.
Butthole.
Yeah. What's that thing where they get the thing stuck in the thing, and they shoot out like the
Cloaca.
no, not the cloaca. The thing where they get like the ball of infection that they like poot out. It looks like an egg, but it's not an egg.
Ooh, I don't know the name of it. I've not had that yet, but it's like a death sentence.
I thought you were a chicken aficionado.
I just don't remember the name because I haven't had it yet.
Okay, so back to the original question: how did you get into caring for people?
Okay, once upon a time ago, I was in high school, and I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, but I was thinking CIA or FBI.
Okay, go on.
And then I went to college, pre-med, because, I liked math. Calculus was a lot of fun. It's my favorite subject.
Okay, so you were good at math, and you're like, I should be a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I took genetics, and it really went downhill after that because I got a C.
Oh, no.
And my advisor said I would never make it in the healthcare world with that C, not even med school.
Have you met some of these doctors?
And so I gave up on my dream. And then she challenged me by telling me I wouldn't even make it into nursing school, which ticked me off.
With it, listen, C's get degrees. That's the nursing school motto.
So then I got into nursing school and became a nurse. The end.
To prove this person wrong.
Yeah. I'm a very spiteful person.
Why didn't you choose to go to medical school to prove this person wrong?
Because she told me I'd have to quit my job.
What were you doing at the time?
Delivering pizzas.
Were you married to this job? Did you really enjoy it?
I worked there 7 years before nursing.
You delivered pizzas for 7 years? Is this like a people you knew or?
No, but I did get to know everyone in the Domino's delivery industry.
Oh, you worked for Domino's. And you loved it.
Yeah. I made really good money on tips.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to do with this information.
Yeah, I was never a CNA. Never worked in the hospital. I did get to fly in a helicopter when I was a kid once, so I knew medical was the route for me.
Okay.
Brian says my head trauma is part of my problems.
Hold on. Let me just clarify this a little bit. You were a pizza delivery person, and you flew in a helicopter once, and someone told you couldn't do something, and you didn't want to give up your pizza job.
Yeah, I even tried to do it as a nurse, as a second job.
Deliver pizzas.
But then I got a Jeep, and it wasn't very efficient with fuel. So
Yeah, that monster you have outside
yeah, it doesn't work for
gets
delivering
6
pizzas.
miles to the gallon.
13.
What if you're pulling a trailer?
6.
Exactly. Exactly.
Try taking it to Nevada.
Yeah, try taking it to Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, I have a new trailer now. It gets better gas mileage with.
I don't believe you.
It's got better air.
A good rule of thumb is I don't believe anything that you say until proven true by a third party.
That seems relevant.
Okay, so you get into nursing. Did you go right into medical ICU?
No, I started in step down.
In the pit.
Yep. I had confidence issues. Wasn't a very confident new nurse.
Had?
Yeah, I don't have that problem. No. I mean, I do a little bit, but like worked here too long.
What does
Just
that
kind
mean?
of fades away to nothingness. Nothing's new anymore.
So you started in step down. Did you know you wanted to go to the ICU?
No, I just knew I didn't want to be a med surg nurse.
And at this time, are you still delivering pizzas?
Yes.
Okay.
I really liked the burn unit. That's where I wanted to go, but Mercy took too long to message me back, and my friends influenced me to come to Cox.
And so at what point in your step down career were you like, I want to go to ICU?
Back in the day when I worked in step down, we cross-trained to MI.
They still do that.
No, they don't.
They kind of do.
GNRs got 3 weeks in MI of training so that they could
Oh, as a GNR.
so that they could better understand critical flow.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went up there and I loved it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm a loyal employee.
I can tell.
So I didn't want to leave step down because I committed myself to them. So I stayed there and worked in MI.
And at what point did you decide to cut the cord?
When I got bullied and stepped down. I know.
Someone bullied the toad.
Yeah.
Do you want to put them on blast? Who was it?
It was like a whole group of people.
Was it because
on
you were,
night shift.
Was it because you were too weird?
No, it was because I did one nurse wrong, even though I didn't. But she was so mad that she got fired from her job over it. And they like blamed me for it and RL'd me every day.
You got somebody fired?
I did not. I did was took care of my patient.
Sorry.
He wanted water.
Mhm.
She made him NPO because she was mad at him. And I called the doctor and got orders. He had no reason to be NPO.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't getting a procedure. He had no obstruction. He wasn't nauseous anymore, not vomiting. But because him and that nurse didn't get along and I gave him a diet, she came back that night and had a huge battle with him to a point where it was a screaming match. And she became very inappropriate and got a very poor recommendation and got removed from our floor.
So it sounds kind of like a patient abuse case.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I just know that she was no longer a step-down nurse after that. And it was my fault for giving the patient a diet.
I mean, it doesn't really sound like it was your fault.
It wasn't.
Like you were trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, it was really irritating. So then I got RL'd every single day over things I didn't even do. I literally would even, I got RL'd over a PTT that I sat there with the night shift nurse. And we went over it. It wasn't resulted yet. We talked about it. There was nothing for me to rate change on because there was no results. But lab likes to back time to when things were drawn. So guess what they got to RL me on? A back time that looks like it was on my shift.
I despise when the lab does that.
I also despise that because it's inaccurate.
Yeah. Well, also, I'm going to be honest, it makes you guys look bad.
It does.
And if
it makes me mad.
Well, if people don't understand, obviously I know what's happening because I was a nurse there too, but I'll look at labs and be like, what the heck is this? The timings don't match or whatever. Yeah. But there are people who see that and they freak out and they're like, why didn't you do this?
They didn't used to do that. That's what makes me really mad.
Yeah. Well, I think they do it to
cover their butt.
The little CYA.
Yeah.
I've been a part of, I think, getting 2 people fired in my life. One of them almost killed me. Threatened to kill me.
Oh.
The other one, in a very loose way, threatened to kill another employee, and it was it was like a manager. This is a long time. Both were a long time ago.
These are some violent situations.
Well, one of them, I don't even want to say where I was, but it was a managerial administrative person who it was one of those situations where it didn't directly affect me for a while. It ended up affecting me, but it was one of these people who you come across and you're like, man, something's wrong here, And then you start hearing things, and then there was this event where there was an employee who had to have a conversation with this person, and they randomly are like, I always keep a gun in my purse, kind of thing. One of those things where is that a threat? Is that a threat?
I mean, I could say something like that.
Yeah, but people expect that from you. And you generally...
Except for I don't have a purse.
I mean, we used to keep those fake toy guns in the unit. Remember those?
Yeah. Or that dart gun you helped me make.
No. Don't drag me into this.
You were involved.
I was loosely involved.
You were there.
You
helped.
I helped in the way that it would reduce as much harm to Brian's person as possible.
You've made recommendations that were promising.
Sometimes I like to dabble in mischief.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then you like to pretend like you don't dabble in mischief. And then, yeah.
I am innocent across the board. Yeah, the other person, I wouldn't say I was directly responsible for them getting fired, but it was somebody who, this was also a long time ago, not here. And this person was a very dishonest person. And I actually knew them before I had come back to this hospital.
What hospital is it?
This is out in Seattle.
That's what I was wondering.
But I knew this person before I was an ICU nurse, and I was not very fond of this person. Like, it was one of those people where I'm like, I think that you are at your core, like, not a good person.
What were you before you were an ICU nurse?
I was a floor nurse.
You were a med surgeon?
Mm-hmm. Med-surg, step down. Yeah.
Oh.
PCU. Yeah.
How'd you know you wanted critical care?
I always wanted critical care. I just never, like, where I came from and, like, the year that I came from, it was like it was a rarity to have a new grad in the ICU unless you knew somebody. And the expectation is that you're going to do 2 years in med-surg before you come over. So it's like, you just kind of
I wonder if we're heading that direction.
Maybe.
With how very little GNRs we keep hiring.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because, I mean, we lose a lot of people.
Yeah, we didn't used to.
I know. Well, it's a different world now.
Well, anyway.
They don't make them like they used to. I'm just kidding. It's the whole system. The whole system
Between that and the hospital.
The whole system is different. But no, I knew this person as a floor nurse, and it was like not an honest person, very, very loud. Somebody who's willing to lie. You know what I mean? And that's not good. That's like the worst trait of all, I think, in medicine is if
How'd
you're
you get her
willing to lie.
fired?
Well, years later, when I circled back and I'm an ICU nurse, this person is coming into the ICU, training into the ICU. And I didn't say anything because I was like, you all made this decision on your own. It has nothing to do with me. I can, just thoughtfully observe. And if something goes wrong, I can tell you, right? But this individual got into a spat with another individual, and I don't want to say anything specific about it, but it spun out to this point where they were like, listen, this is bunk. Like, this is a bunk accusation between these two people. You need to stop saying it, and you need to stop talking about it. Well, this individual went on a smear campaign and started telling people about this incident. And it really makes, if you didn't know what happened, it would really make the other person look bad, like really bad. So it was like, this person told me and another person, like, went out of their way to come tell me, like, in the middle of a report, like, stopped my report. And I was just like, what is this insanity that you're telling me about right now? So anyway, I end up like, I don't remember the exact chain of events, but our management ends up hearing about it and they asked me about it. I'm like, oh yeah, this person did say that, and they're like, well, they're not supposed to. I'm like, that is news to me. Like, I'm not involved, So anyway, that was kind of the tipping point to start getting them in trouble. And then, I'll say this last part because I think it highlights the craziness of it. So this individual gets, end up, hey, we need to come talk to you. And apparently there were also some concerns about like her wasting patterns with like,
I was going to ask.
with drugs. So and I'll tell you what her ploy was to get out of this trouble. They had a meeting with someone from pharmacy and then our manager at the time. And I wasn't there, but I was told how this went down. Apparently when they were talking to the pharmacy individual, the nurse in question pulls a bottle of fentanyl out of their bag. And the point that they were trying to make was that that she couldn't waste drugs because people had a race issue with her, and therefore they wouldn't waste drugs with her.
The fact that she pulled it out of a bag is a selling point right there.
Yeah. So that had happened, and her future was in question. And then I got yanked into, like, me and this other nurse had to like testify about what we saw, like had to do like written statements and stuff. And anyway, this individual was like, I'm going to get you to both of us. And they had to like call security. They found her like waiting by our cars in the parking garage and stuff. Yeah. This individual still has a nursing license, by the way. So
no way.
Yes.
How?
Yeah, I looked.
How's that even possible?
I don't know. I didn't even know up to that point how she had maintained a nursing license, because when I tell you, it's like one of those people, like, obviously in nursing, we try not to be overly critical of each other, like, because we're all humans sometimes. But like, there are certain things, in my opinion, there's certain things, once you cross that line, like, you've opened yourself up to a lot of criticism. And I think she had reached that. She's done. Quota very early in her career. It's like, it reminds me of an incident that happened a long time ago in a place that wasn't here, where I'll put it this way. a nurse made a pretty significant medication error, and it goes out in like our weekly bulletin, and it was just like, here's what happened. This is a cautionary tale. And when you read like the events of it, because again, you try not to be over the critical. Things happen, something can happen in a second and you can make a med error. But like, let's say in this case, if you gave somebody, I don't know, 10 cc's of insulin in their skin, like not like 10 unit IV push, like 10 milliliters of subcutaneous injection.
Like what we do for the old time high potassium.
Yeah, but is that your phone?
Yeah.
It's like it sounds like R2D2.
It's just because of the table.
But it's one of those things that when you start to break it down, you're like, you broke so many rules on the way to making this mistake. I know it wasn't intentional. Like I knew this individual, like not to be someone who would maliciously do something like this, But as you start like learning more and more about the situation, you start going like, oh my gosh, like this is, there's definitely a lot to criticize here, because there's like, basic components of like nursing and medicine. Like you wouldn't give somebody a 10 cc subcutaneous injection of insulin in whatever year this was, not too long ago.
That is a lot.
Yeah. To their credit, they realized what they had done.
What did that patient get?
They're fine.
Oh.
They're fine. It was like a whole bottle of Lantus, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did okay.
Oh, it was Lantus, not Novolog?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Yeah. But
might have spared them.
But they, if I remember correctly, the individual like got home. It was an overnight event, and got home and then called and was like, "Hey, I think I made a mistake." And the core of the mistake, how it happened, was that we only used insulin pens. So whenever they sent up a bottle, because the Lantus dose was too big, they were like, "Oh, I just give the whole bottle." Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
The whole bottle?
Yeah.
This is probably why they started doing the pre-filled Lantus syringes, and pharmacy would send it to us.
Well, that, and I don't. You
We
remember
did that at one time. I don't remember
back
when.
in the day when we used to keep the bottle of Humulin in our pocket, just pass it around.
The one that you had to color cloudy and
Oh, clear, cloudy,
Clear,
clear,
yeah.
cloudy. Yeah.
you actually had to hand mix insulin.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. Nobody does that anymore.
Back in my day. God, how nice. How nice it is to have pens.
They are nice.
Okay, so you get somebody fired.
She didn't get fired. She went to 3 West.
Oh.
She just left step down.
Are they still there?
No, they're in management now.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
didn't really hurt them.
Manage up and out. So how long have you been in MI? Because you and I started working together in
8 years.
2020?
Is that when you came over here?
End of 2020?
No, you were surely in longer duration of COVID with us.
No.
It started in
Because I was in 19, 20. Yeah, it should have been October of 2020, I think.
No,
Maybe.
That's too late.
Or
You were
late.
there in the summer, I remember.
Or late 19.
Spring. Or late 19.
Could have been late 19. I don't know.
It could have been late 19
Okay.
or the spring of 20.
Maybe.
Because you were there for Delta.
Yeah. I can't remember.
And not the end of it, because we had these lulls of Delta-ness.
No, I was there for the beginning of Delta because I was there.
So that was all of 2020.
Yeah, because when I was there, we were still dealing with the, I think.
Yeah. So then you were the beginning of 19.
I came for your
Or the-
second wave.
Yeah.
Because your tower was already open.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Which we opened that in like July of 19. Yeah.
Maybe it was 19 then. Maybe it was the end of 19.
So you came at the end of 19. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was like newer.
For the
critical
record,
care.
I didn't intend to stay here.
I know. Erin told me she was never going to be a farmer. I remember because I had to orient her. Did you know that? She was with me
you
her
did
first
her
day.
and I was with Renee.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
And I was, so like we just would chat and whatnot. And I was like, so Missouri, yeah, the perks.
Mm.
So I sold her all the perks and then you guys did them all.
We were here for
Way
years.
to go,
not
Farmer
intending-
Ron.
That's ridiculous.
He got a goat to start it out.
Yeah, that's a gateway drug.
William.
Hooting is a gateway drug
sucker.
to hollering.
I remember you guys coming to work with William in a diaper and the stories that came with.
Listen, William is still alive and well and thriving.
Yeah,
Thank
he's
you.
no longer in the house.
Yeah, he wants to come in the house.
I bet he does,
He comes up
especially
to
right
the-
now.
He comes up to the door sometimes and just,
And then I remember when you wanted those pigs,
I have those pigs.
and I encouraged it.
I know you have encouraged every bad decision I've made in my life
You
up
know,
to this
Erin
point.
won't let me. Well, I got her chicken, so.
Yeah, I think we're down to 2.
And you're getting a brand new coop.
Eventually, I think Erin was actually going to ask you if you wanted the 2 chickens.
No, I don't.
You're full up.
Well, I have quite a few.
How many? Say the number. Say the number.
50.
You do not have 50 chickens. Heather,
You want to know how many eggs I have on my countertop?
how many?
12
Are you?
dozen. Or more. And I still have a whole bunch I have to collect.
Does Mike know that you have 50?
I didn't tell him.
How does he? He lives with you. How does he not know?
I don't know. He also questions the things I buy all the time. Like I
As
bought
he should.
a beard yesterday.
Halloween's passed. Why did you buy a beard?
You know,
You know what? I don't want to know.
and I wore it around. It was a Santa beard, in case you were wondering.
I thought you already had a Santa beard.
I do,
Why did you buy another one?
because this one was better.
After all these years.
Yeah, and that's what Mike's like. Why do you buy all this stupid stuff?
How many quail do you have?
Just 2.
How
I
did you
need-
get down to 2?
Well, I got rid of all those ones, and then I got 2 more.
Listen, I don't understand how we're trying to talk about your nursing history and we keep going back to
Farming.
your antics. It's what it is. It's your antics.
I don't know either. We're supposed
So-
to be focused.
So
You didn't pull an all-nighter.
you were in don't start with me. I worked almost 2 weeks of nights.
Yeah, well, I work random nights.
That would be much easier.
It is a lot easier.
So MI nurse for 8 years.
Yeah,
And then you were trying to break into flight
trying.
and you decided to join the enemy.
The enemy?
The emergency department.
Oh, it's like, who's the enemy? Yeah, listen, I've done travel med surge. I've done nursing home. I've done home health.
Mm-hmm.
All in my first year of nursing.
So at what point did you decide I want to be the cardiogenic shock guru?
Well, I got my Impella job, and everyone likes to rile me up with balloon pumps, and they like to tell
Are
me.
you talking about the superior product, the balloon pump?
Exactly. They like to tell me about the benefits of balloon pumps, so then I have to re-educate them on how much liters of cardiac output the balloon pump can give you versus the Impella. They're both invasive, and all the benefits that one device, they just chose the right one, would make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you guys were on a good track until Danger Shock came out.
Danger Shock, we are literally
and
a
all the-
class 2A.
And all the risks associated with
The
Impella.
risks are there no matter what.
You thought if you
You
waited,
can't tell me
you
an
thought if
acute
you-
MI or a postcode isn't going to have a risk for liver failure, renal failure, CRT, sudden death.
Well, sure, when you say it like that.
Yeah, and that is what all these patients that are getting Impellas are going through.
So why you're so passionate about the Impella because you believe in the product?
Yeah, that's why I joined the company. Wasn't because of the money or the perks, but it was because I like the device so much. I've had a lot of success patients with them that are very fond memories of watching this one machine kind of turn a corner on a patient.
I will say this: I'm not. I don't easily buy into medical propaganda at all. Like, I'm very skeptic about everything. But going to the Impella, learning a lot about the Impella, looking at the data, it is one of the most compelling devices on the market at this point.
Yeah.
As far as you look at it and you're like, no, this actually could really save a lot of people.
Yeah. It's got a multi-purpose use. It's not just cardiogenic shock. There's pregnant moms that get I think it's called SCAD, where they just have their vessels from them being pregnant and that high stress volume, they get like aneurysmal effect that looks like an acute MI. And they go into cardiogenic shock really fast and they decompensate. And that Impella really does well for them, kind of helps unload that stress and gets them through that. And they're young, healthy moms. And then patients that have like severe volume overloaded heart failure. This is another use that we don't utilize very often. But
I was going to say, how often are you putting Impellas in pregnant people?
We don't put them in often. We did have a patient who almost was going to get one, but she resolved, so you didn't have to.
Let's back up, and for those that don't know, can you explain what the Impella is?
So the Impella is it's similar to like an LVAD in the sense of like its usage. It is a femoral inserted, I mean, it could be inserted directly through open heart surgery or through their axilla artery, if they want to use the 5.5. But the ones that we use most often is inserted in the fem line or the fem artery up into the aortic arch and down into the ventricle, and then it uses a impeller motor where it sucks the blood out of the LV and kind of increases their cardiac output throughout the rest of their body by allowing 3.5 liters of flow. But not only that, it does that, but in the event of it unloading the left ventricle, it allows volume to minimize in the heart so that the coronaries can get more perfusion on those really bad heart failure patients that have like their ventricles just really stretched out, so their coronaries are tight. So it helps that also.
Is it fun trying to explain this after being up all night?
It's a little harder to explain the words.
So it's like a ventricular offloading device.
Yeah.
That and it also helps with coronary perfusion.
Yeah, that's basically. But it also has it's the only device that does right side dysfunction. There's nothing else that can do that.
Yeah.
ECMO can't compete with that.
So which models do we use? Because as you said, we don't have the 5.5, which is just...
So we just have the CP and the RP.
Yeah.
Which is the 3.0. It gives you 3.5 liters of cardiac output. The RP is the right-sided Impella, and it can give you your full support that you need. It can be inserted IJ too, so patients can walk. But the 5.5 is really the superior device that we should get, but you have to have a cardiothoracic surgeon to place it.
Yeah, that's been a contentious issue.
Yeah, and those patients can walk and everything. The Impella's recommended timeline for the CP is 14 days for cardiogenic shock. For the 5.5, or no, the CP is 3 to 4 days, but they have had it in as long as 7. The cardiogenic or the 5.5 is 7 days, or no, 14 days. Sorry, but there is a wing in Florida who has like a Impella wing where they have multi people that are waiting on their heart transplant. And like I said, it's similar to an LVAD. And they have this hallway of little 5.5 patients that can take their Impella to the cafeteria. And
I wonder if it's
they've had them in as long as 11 months.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Do they have to change it out every so often?
That was just the longest device they've had.
Oh. Yeah, I was really bummed learning about the 5.5 and
then realizing we don't have
we
this
don't have
gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the opportunity is
have
so
positioning issues.
good.
And it gives you 5.5 liters of cardiac output, and the
Hence
average
5.5.
human needs 4 to 8 liters to survive.
Yeah. When I was at the Impella conference, one of the takeaways that I had was one, early recognition.
Yeah, that's the biggest one,
like,
which is why that's been my passion.
Yeah, figuring out when these patients need them.
Yeah.
And then I think that the other biggest thing that I took away as far as things that they harp on are don't forget about the RB. Making sure if you need an RP, then get an RP.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I think we have...
And the RV failures are rare.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I think the thing that they're emphasizing is that any of these cardiogenic patients have the ability to go into RV failure if your RV is left unsupported for too long. And support doesn't even necessarily mean with the Impella per se, but if you're not, doing metrics to offload the RV, then the RV can tank.
Yep. Yeah,
Which is good.
not good. Yeah. So like our
Good to know,
patients,
I meant.
so you all have a acute cardiogenic shock comes in, they get the CP device, they're resting, they're recovering, right? This is like a classic scenario. Well, some people that have like a really significant MI or like just took a very large hit like postcode or something like that, they are high probability to go into RV failure because their LV is working well now, but their RV can't keep up because it also took a hit. So then it'll just try to work to keep up with the left side, and then it'll get tired, and that stress will take a toll on it, and then it'll go into RV failure.
Yeah.
So then we have the bipella, which is beautiful.
Is this a new thing?
No, this is when you can put a right and left side in at the same time, and they cross, and it's really lovely. We've had two.
Is it going
so
on
far.
2 machines?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought this was like a new thing that you were describing.
No.
I was trying to think. There's not many people who will put both of them in.
Though we have a new right-sided device, and it is a little better in the way of insertion.
So, and the whole 5.5 thing is complicated by the fact that you need a CTS surgeon for
because you have to have a
cut down.
You don't, because you have to have a cut down. So the surgeon doesn't necessarily have to place it. The cardiologist can still place it. They just have to do the cut down and sew on the graft, and then they can come in and insert it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that time you sent me to Austin?
Yeah, that was a good time. You didn't talk to anyone.
Put me in the most awkward situation of my life.
I can't believe you just rented a speedy car and drove off. Didn't socialize with a single person.
I socialized a little bit the second day, but I'm not a socializer.
Yeah. Well, you could have fooled everyone at work.
What? I didn't say I wasn't a yapper. I am a yapper. You can get me yapping. But the entire setup for the situation was, it was like being socially T-boned. Like I had no idea that was happening. And my nervous system could not handle it.
Why didn't you bring Clint?
I tried to get a bunch of people to come with me.
Why didn't you bring Amber? She said she was going to go.
I know. I don't know. Nobody committed. And then I got my approval and no one could commit. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to Austin alone, which is fine.
Yeah.
I had a good time, minus that event.
That is so funny. I died of laughter when you told me that.
When
you called me. You're like, there's so many people in fancy suits.
Yeah, no. Well, the whole thing
I was like, so go talk to them.
All right. I'll tell the story because I think the truth needs to be out there.
I agree.
So
people need to understand what you are.
I went, what? Are you going to call me an autist again?
Chicken.
Yeah, no. So, okay. So go to Austin to go to Impella. We get there, whatever, like mid-afternoon. There was a dinner the first night. And it was like meet and greet. Hello.
Hello.
I had just kind of run around Austin and done some stuff. Went back to the hotel. Stayed in a great hotel. Went down, to check in. I think you had to check in. And they were like, oh no, I'd gone down there because they said the dinner was at 6. And I went down there and checked in and got my stuff. And they're like, oh, it's actually not until 6:30. You can just hang out if you want to. And I was like, oh, no, I'll come back. Like, it's not a big deal, And they made a point to say, this is very casual. This is more of like a networking thing. Like very casual, no pressure. Said it more than once. And I was like, oh, cool. Good, because I didn't bring a suit. I didn't think that to myself at the time. But I thought, oh, maybe I'll be overdressed for this event. And because when I was down there the first time, I saw people in T-shirts and jeans. And I was like, this is fantastic. So I went back up to my room, maybe had a beer.
Or two.
Came back down and walked into this room filled with 2 to 3 piece suits on everybody. Everybody's standing around drinking wine. And I panicked right away. I observed the room. There was no strays to talk to. I tried. I looked around.
I don't believe it.
I walked the walls, looked at the food. I was like, okay.
You didn't even get food.
No one else was eating. I couldn't be the first. I could not be the first.
That's when you wait to eat.
Well, I stood there. I stood there. I counted 10 Mississippi. I turned back around, pulled my phone out, called my wife, and ran out of the room.
So funny.
Can't do this. And then I had a couple more beers and then got on a scooter.
You still didn't go.
And I scooted down the sidewalks of Austin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
No, you kept yelling at me, go back in there. And I was like, no.
I wore a fedora to my meet and greet.
I know.
And some kind of dress suit.
But you don't. But you don't have any shame, Heather.
Yes, I do. I'm sure of it.
No.
It's somewhere.
You were not built with shame inside of you.
I'm sure it's somewhere.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so that was great. Second day was fine. It was very, it was kind of rushed.
And then you found people that you could talk to and realized the first day would have been fine.
They kind of came to me.
Yeah.
And
They're like, oh, who's this bearded puppy?
Well, and to be clear, everybody there was very nice.
Yeah, I knew they would be.
Very nice, very, welcoming when you spoke to them.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it.
They're, the food was great. Like the hotel was awesome. Like everything was super cool. Yeah. But there were a couple individuals in the groups who like needed everybody else to know how smart they were. Yeah,
there always is.
And how innovative. And even those people were very nice, but like there was a couple times when like someone would start to speak again and we'd all look at each other and be like, oh my God, please.
They always have people like that.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you don't work here. Just sit here and listen. Like if you're going to sit here and tell us a story, like there was one person who was like, well, I actually have like this little AI stored up. And I was like, shut up. No one cares. This has nothing to do with the Impella.
That's something Brian would do.
No, Brian would start talking about the government and other things that I won't say.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, no.
I don't even know how you're allowed to have him on here without censoring him.
I censor him aggressively.
Are you going to censor me?
What? You haven't said anything bad. Yeah, no, I mean, that's just part of the...
Maybe just take the beginning out.
That'll just be all B-roll. B-roll, B-hole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what we say on the podcast. We do not say that.
Yeah. Plus, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to talk Impella on this podcast. So.
I thought you said it was fine.
Well, I just don't want to talk too much to like Impella.
Yeah, this is not a paid.
Yeah.
Paid event. This is purely for educational purposes.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, they said it was fine. And you haven't said anything disgraceful yet.
I just have to be vague.
Vague. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's interesting that you're the rep and you work in the unit where all these things go. Mm-hmm. Feels a little bit.
I've only put in one of my own personal patients.
You personally, like you put it in?
But I made Dr. Patel call.
Call what?
The cardiologist and ask.
You made him call?
Yeah, because I wasn't going to be a conflict of interest.
You're a walking conflict of interest. You're a walking conflict of interest. I can't help it
if a patient meets criteria and deserves one.
Yeah, so what are the criteria?
Gosh, you're going to make me say it.
Smelly feet, big head, bad heart.
Okay. There's
diabetes.
There's recommended criteria, and then there's when we should do it.
Okay.
And they're not the same.
I figured, given that there were two categories. Go on.
We often see Impellas placed post-code or like a really bad MI, but there's another moment in time that I did not talk about that we do not see in the ICU, and that is, what is it called?
You can do it.
It's got a name. High-risk PCI. Boom. And what a high-risk PCI
That's
is.
what eluded you?
Yeah. It's just when they have a really, CT surgery has turned a patient down, they have multiple blockages that are too far in, or the patient's hemodynamics are too unstable for them to fix them, so they can't balloon or stent. So then they used to just say, sorry, die. But now they can put this Impella in just for a few hours to give them support while they are fixing those blockages. So we use it often for that as well. It's just not something we see in the ICUs because they take it right back out in cath lab.
Yeah.
So those are just like the most common uses, but the Impella CP is used for cardiogenic shock specifically. And then the 5.5 is used for cardiogenic shock. And then it's also used post, like a high risk open heart surgery that like maybe they had a lot of stuff going on or need some more support to recover from that heart.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if they have a low EF and they don't think they'll tolerate coming off of pump. Bypass, yes, thank you.
There you go.
What is that word? Words are hard. I worked all night.
Yeah.
So then there's the moments in time where this is, and it doesn't always mean the patient gets an Impella, but the Impella is here to support these patients that we don't often, like this is where hospitals kind of miss. And this is where our data is skewed. As Ron was saying earlier, he said the Impella is got terrible reviews from the danger shock trial, blah, blah, blah. What
That's not what I said.
Referring to was that though it has shown significant benefit in a certain percentage of people at a certain age range, there are some risks, and the risks being infection, bleeding, most commonly, acute renal failure, and I think that's it. Death, obviously.
Yeah.
But the reason we have those numbers is
death.
Yeah. Or that data is because people like to put the Impella in when they have a patient coming in the ER. They're a postcode, they were down for some exponential amount of time, or they're VFib-RS, and they're like, let's throw the kitchen sink at them. Well, they're already going to have lactic acidosis and renal failure and liver failure because they're in stage E cardiogenic shock when we should be recognizing these patients before they get to stage D. And that's where my EIT and like needs to educate abilities come in, my obsession, I guess you could say, because I like to find and fix patients that are in that BC stage.
Which is what they promote.
It is what they promote. It's just some hospitals have, like we have a sepsis protocol. They have an actual cardiogenic shock algorithm that you can follow. I have tons of data on it. We don't have that, but if we did, it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So BC stage is like your patient came in maybe with a non-STEMI or had chest pain at home, but it EKG resolved. But what had probably happened is they had a blockage for a long period of time, and then it had already worked through itself. But their ejection fraction was reduced, and they were becoming symptomatic. And the only way you can't tell these patients are symptomatic most of the time unless you are checking certain things like their lactic or their liver enzymes, because these are some early indicators that the patient is not doing well.
Perfusing well.
Perfusing well. Yes, that's the word. I was like, whoop. So anyway, so I like to, when I see these patients, I've seen a few now, and they get the appropriate device, and it's very satisfying to watch it kind of unfold. But I just try to kind of encourage, like, when I do EIT, I'll look at their pulse pressure and kind of like what they have going on. I did a cardiogenic shock escape room to to help educate staff on what to look for and some signs and symptoms to watch out for. And not everyone, and I don't want to say that everyone gets an Impella, because that's not what I'm trying to say. Sometimes they just need a little inotropic therapy. I've seen several people completely recover with just a little bit of dobutamine, but I just want people to recognize that it's a pump issue, and that unless they fix the pump, the patient's going to decline.
Yeah. See, and I think it's weird, but you know what? Before I go down that road, I'm just going to clarify the danger shock stuff, because I don't want Abiomed sending an assassin for me. Yeah. We have joked about it on this podcast before, because when danger shock came out, if you didn't hear any chatter about it and you just read it, you'd be like, this is good. And I think that's true. This is a good thing. we joke about it because a lot of the first publications from like third-party commenters made it sound terrible. They were like, "Oh, infection risk," and then like when you start going down this list, and you're like, these risk factors apply to literally everybody.
Yeah.
Like, of course, if you did, you put in some sort of invasive device, all these risk factors are going to be present. So it was disproportionate, which is why I think a lot of people, I won't name them, but a lot of people in that public commentary space kind of had to change their tune because they realized how negative they sounded when that's not really what the data was suggesting. The data is actually very good, as far as that goes. So Impella, we're good.
Yeah, so Impella is a good device.
I was joking.
You should have seen him. All I did was walk down the hall, and he had to chime out.
Yeah, I have to. I have to poke the bear.
The danger shock trial was a fail, and all the risks that came with it. So then I had to get riled up.
Yeah, you had to.
Had to.
You could have taken the high road.
Could have, but that's no fun.
They don't call you High Road Heather for nothing.
They don't call me that.
I know. But, relative to like, pharmacologic inotropic support, it's like, I would say that and I don't think there's a good reason for this. Well, I would say we're very slow to start that unless, we're seeing clear signs of it. And we've talked about this on this podcast a ton. MICU patients are just it's a ball, a ball of yarn that's coming unwound, and they might have septic shock. They often have cardiogenic shock.
Mm-hmm.
They might have an NSTEMI from that, and it just spirals out. And, looking to maybe older guidelines relative to what we do now, even if you look at cardiogenic shock, where maybe 10 years ago we would have put somebody on dobutamine, and now, they'll say you can start with levo and see how that works. Like if you have hypotension related to cardiogenic shock, or move up to epi, right? But I do think that maybe dobutamine gets underutilized because it feels like it's got a very non-specific improvement, or, any kind of profile half the time you're looking at it, and you add it on and nothing really appears to change. And that might be influenced by your patient's volume status, whatever. There's a lot of things that go into it.
I also, just to add to that, I think the reason they don't have a lot of data is what they're not looking at is their urine output.
Mm-hmm.
If they're just looking at their blood pressure, it's not going to do anything.
I hope nobody listens to what you say next.
The urine output is important.
Listen, I know.
Because that is showing you overall perfusion.
Yes, people are going to, but here's the thing. It's very complex because, and I have said, like when I do teaching about pressors, sometimes you'll find that if you aim like your MAP goal a little higher, because we always say MAP 65, some people do find it 60, some people do find it 55 if they're smaller.
Some people need 70.
Some people need 70, some people need 75.
And you know that based on your urine output.
Yes, and which I've said before. But the reason that I want to clarify this topic is because, especially when I work at night, one of the most frequent calls that I get is about dropping urine output. And most of the time it has nothing to do with their heart. Like it usually has something to do with
they're dehydrated.
No, a lot of times
their Foley isn't working.
The patient has been diuresed during the day, and the diuresis is wearing off, and then they're going back. But I get calls all the time. Hey, they haven't had any urine output for 2 hours.
That's because we're required to tell you.
I know. I just don't. I don't want to encourage those calls any more than I have to.
But there are times.
Yes, there are times.
Nephrology can vouch for it.
I know. I'll say it is too. But there are probably some nurses who listen to this who they've already gotten the speech from me in the middle of the night. Like, I don't. If your patient's hemodynamically stable, your renal function's fine, and your urine output's petered off a little bit, I don't care.
You know what I do?
What?
Maybe I shouldn't tell you it's a secret.
No, you can't. You can't say, you know what I do.
Sometimes when I feel like we diuresed them really excessively and they have tube feeds, I'll just up their flushes. I'll just flush a little extra. And their urine output picks right up. And that's how I know. Okay, now I know what we did.
I'm just going to pretend I never heard that because you can't be the only one doing that.
I'm probably the only one doing that.
Oh, my God.
Like, they're thirsty. I'm just going to give them water instead of saline.
It's fine. I'm not going to say any more on the matter. I'll just dig my hole deeper. Okay, so you're passionate about cardiogenic shock. What's your future goal, Heather Keafer? You want to be a flight nurse.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be a flight nurse?
That's all I got left, really.
You want to work with Nurse Gwenny.
You know, I've never really followed her on Instagram because I'm not a big Instagrammer.
You barely can work your phone.
Exactly.
You're a pizza delivering farmer.
So other than watching her in a conference one time, I know very little.
I watch her channel.
And she taught me how to crank someone.
She's a fantastic educator. I don't know if I've told the story before, but she obviously she doesn't listen to this. We're small fish. She's a big fish.
That's true. She's a real big fish.
But I ran into her like the first time. So I've met her before, and I just didn't know who she was. And then after I knew who she was, I ran into her at like 3 a.m. I was like, Nurse Gwenny. And she was like, hey.
I'm tired. I worked all night.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to assault you in the middle of the night in the hallway.
That's so funny.
But she's like the nicest person.
Yeah, no, she is really nice. I went to a conference and we did some hands-on stuff. Mm-hmm. And
did she know how weird you are?
No, nobody in Air Care knows how weird I am.
They know.
No, they don't.
They absolutely know.
They do not know.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows you.
Nobody knows.
They've asked people and they've told them. She's weird.
No way.
She's super weird.
Although I did dress up as a creepy old lady for Halloween.
Yeah.
And I talked to Susie and she didn't know who I was and I creeped on her. And then I mentioned who I was and she's like, Heather? And I'm like, yep.
Don't worry.
That's me in this creepy granny
They're figuring it out.
So at least she got a little idea.
Yeah.
On how weird I am.
Any advice you want to give to your fellow colleagues or upcoming nurses?
Oh, I have lots.
Let it rip.
So come to my cardiogenic shock escape room. It is so fun.
That's right. I have to go to the next one.
Yeah, you should have went to my last one.
I was farming. Whatever. I told you that. You didn't come to my class.
Because you didn't come to mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eye for an eye, I guess.
Yeah. I went to your conference, though.
Oh, yeah. That.
Exactly.
Forgot about that. She learned so much while you were heckling me the entire time.
Really funny.
To the point where the event host was like, who is this?
Yeah, she had to come meet me.
Does she need to be ejected from the room?
Pretty much. Yep.
I hope you learned something.
No.
That all patients don't need to be intubated.
Oh, my gosh. And then I did my flight interview. Mm-hmm. And I intubated my patient who was, I don't remember his story.
The one where you didn't get the drugs, right?
No, this was the other one. Car accident, ejected from the window, I guess, or something. So was bleeding, gave TXA and blood, blah, blah, blah. I tubed him because I think his GCS was low. Yeah. And they told me that I didn't have to. I could have just done an LMA. I'm like,
well, yeah. I mean, as an out of hospital provider,
fine.
You know, it's something that, like we even forget in the hospital. Like I think we're still trying to get some traction on like using iGels more.
Honestly, like on some of like that patient I was just talking about earlier in the beginning that you were really fond of Sunday night. He got reintubated Monday because of all the drugs he got. Yep. Well, he could have probably just been an oral airway.
They could have BiPAP'd him.
And BiPAP and been fine because he got extubated the very next day again. Yeah.
No, I'll tell you, would have BiPAP'd him, he would have been fine, which I wasn't there. I won't commentate on it, but for our plan was if he did not do well, that he would be BiPAP'd because, you know, if they were prepared to extubate, I thought if you're going to extubate somebody in the morning, doing a cuff change would be potentially too traumatic and could delay it. You have great settings. You're pulling good volumes. You're setting well, even with a fully blown cuff. Let's just go and take this bad boy out. Really, he set himself up for failure with his bad attitude.
No, I know. I know what happened.
That night, I had two patients that they were, well, to be fair to the other person who called me, because it wasn't an MI. The individual who called me did not believe they needed to be intubated, but the people before them did. So that person also ended up getting intubated like 24 hours later. That one was legit though. So
I don't think everyone needs intubated.
I don't think everyone needs an Impella. You want to intubate everybody.
I just think it's fun.
I mean, listen, I enjoy intubating people.
I want to intubate people.
I like all my procedures. It's
That's why I
very
want to do
fun
flight
and
nurse. I get to do
exciting.
more without
But
going to NP school.
just go to NP school.
No, I'm not smart enough for NP school.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
We've covered this.
You can convince me.
So what is the advice that you wanted to give to people?
So, okay. So if you're worried about your patient having cardiogenic shock,
Mm-hmm. Check their PP.
let's just say they're kind of matching on some boxes that you're thinking in the back of your minds. Ask the provider, and they may give you pushback because they love to give pushback. But you can ask for ALT and a lactic,
Mm-hmm.
and if they're maybe even try to trend those. So try to get at least 2.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're trending, then you might need some more support. That's just kind of something to think about. And then another just hot topic that I like to touch on
Mm-hmm.
that we don't focus a lot on in nursing school or even as a new nurse is pulse pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Really would like for people to kind of pay really close attention to that because honestly it can tell you a lot more than you think about your patient.
Can you define pulse pressure for those who don't know?
Pulse pressure being, so in a cardiogenic shock patient, they will have narrow pulse pressure. I think it's the difference of 30 points from your systolic to your diastolic is a narrow. And then a sepsis patient will have a wide pulse pressure, 60 points or higher.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? Wrong?
You're the one leading this conversation.
You're the provider.
Okay.
I don't have notes, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It could be 20 points versus 40.
You're basically
remember.
you're talking about the difference between your systolic and your diastolic pressure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I said that.
I didn't hear that.
You were playing with buttons.
I was.
Why. Anyway, so the more narrow your pulse pressure is, it doesn't always mean they're in cardiogenic shock. Troubleshoot your patient.
Yeah.
Make sure your art line's good. I have seen several narrow pulse pressures with a dampened art line. Do not believe it. It's a lie. Those art lines can be false. But when they are real and you have a good waveform, then, it's just something to consider.
Mm-hmm.
Bleeding is another issue entirely. So pulse pressure can be skewed with low volume or low preload. But that one looks more like sepsis. And then yeah. You're not helping at all.
I didn't know there was a question in there. You just started saying words. Are you talking about things that alter your pulse pressure?
Yeah, I was trying to think of the other ones.
Yeah, pericardial tamponade.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I just want to make sure I had the right words.
Yes.
Anyway.
Are you fading fast now?
Narrow pulse pressure.
Yeah.
So just some other things to think about.
Yeah, I think, So you have really good points there, right? Like everything is contextual, right? So that's one thing. Which is why I encourage people. Some people will bring stuff like that to me, and sometimes it's a good thought, but we haven't walked down the road a little far enough to kind of put these numbers into context. You're 100% correct in that, there can be things that you look at where, there's plenty of septic patients that you're like, your pulse pressure might be narrow, but they actually have pericardial effusion, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So everything in context, which again highlights, doing a bedside point of care ultrasound, things like that, being able to evaluate, how the heart's doing in real time.
Very beneficial.
Yeah. And if your provider is good and experienced, they can do that very quickly, and we can put this to bed or escalate it as needed. But pulse pressure variation.
I like it. Did you teach that in your art line class?
No. It wasn't like in it. We didn't do, don't you start with me.
What did you even do?
We talked about the art.
Did you even prime art lines?
Yeah, we did at the end. No, we talked about, site access to procedure, the risks, a lot about waveform interpretation, but like not actually doing metrics, not doing,
the most important part.
We were already like an hour into it.
Oh my gosh.
See, because I figure, I don't know, maybe down the future we're going to do like an advanced course, so you can do, art line metrics, CVP, central line PA, stuff like that. I don't want to infringe on the advanced hemodynamic scores.
Oh my God, which is a great course.
Have
you gone to it?
No.
You should go. You'd enjoy it. They have a way with a NICOM that gives you so much fun little secrets about your patient, like cardiac power, which I love.
Yeah.
This one time I had a patient, just to give you guys some examples, who should have gotten Impella, but we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. Young, really bad heart failure, here for hyperthyroidism.
Mm-hmm.
You know which patient I'm talking about, I'm sure.
Is this recent?
No, this is like
a
year ago.
Yeah.
This is this patient I had hooked up to the Nikon. We were getting ready to start CRT, intubated, and had IV push digoxin ordered, scheduled for her heart failure, which technically is acceptable, but in her case, I felt like it was no longer an acceptable choice option.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the fun fact. I watched her Nikon cardiac power go from 0.7 to 0.3 after the dig was pushed, and then she died. V-fib arrest. It's pretty cool.
And then she died.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
Yeah. She got revived that time. Yeah.
Do you want to describe what cardiac power is for those who don't know?
So cardiac power is your cardiac output times.
You can do it. You've only been working all night. You can do it.
I know the numbers. I'm trying to think of what other.
You don't have to give the
it
metrics.
math?
Like, what does it represent?
Oh. It's just your overall cardiac perfusion, I guess, is a way it can evaluate your heart's ability to pump.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 formulas. I have them memorized. I just can't think of them right now.
It's fine. You've only been
One's
working
divided
all
by
night.
451 and the other one's times 0.022.
I'll put it.
But I can't remember the one value that goes with it.
I'll have to put them on the screen so people can see them.
No, I'm going to get it right. And then you're just going to get rid of the part I don't know and put in the part I do know.
I can ask the internet.
It's cardiac output times MAP times 0.022.
Mm-hmm. We can ask here, let's talk to my assistant for a second. Oh, my internet signal's not that good down here.
Hi there.
Oh, stop that.
I'm pretty sure it's MAP.
Are you?
MAP times cardiac output divided by 451. I'm almost positive that's what it is.
What is the cardiac power equation? I've told my GPT assistant so many times to stop talking up to me in metaphor, and it won't. And it makes me so mad. Cardiac power output. The classic guideline equation is CPO equals MAP times cardiac output divided by 451.
That's what I just said. So I had it right.
Yeah, that's the conversion
Just
factor.
took me a while to get there. And then the other one, if you don't like to divide, you can times by 0.022.
You have cardiac power index as well,
Yeah.
which is MAP times cardiac index times 451. Those are the only 2.
There's also PAPI
Oh, yeah.
for right heart failure.
I know. Do you want to talk about Pappy?
So PAPI is relevant if you have a SWAN.
Swan. Don't look at me, Swan.
Although you can do a fit calculation if you guys are interested in nerding out like I like to do, and you have a really critical patient and you're concerned about RV failure, you can draw an ABG and a VBG and download MD Calc and plug in all your data.
Yeah,
And
here.
it'll give
This is one of my education moments. If you haven't downloaded MD Calc by now,
Yeah, really. It's a fantastic app.
every day of your life is malpractice.
I have encouraged it many times.
Never forget your corrected calcium scores.
It's in MD Calc. Your ABG interpretation's in there.
All of it.
If you have a low sodium and you want to evaluate whether they're dehydrated or they actually have a low sodium, it's in there.
Yeah.
The fluid correction rate is in there for a low
There's a bunch
sodium.
of really impressive things that you could do before you call a provider.
You can evaluate your liver death score.
Yeah, your
remember
child Pew score, your discriminant factor, your MELD score.
MELDs, that's what
your
thinking.
Madry discriminant score, and
There's
your-
all kinds of ABG interpretations
your
in
ABCDE2, your Hasbeled score, your what's the other one?
You can do your acidosis, like your DKAs, or if you want to know what their
your
anion gap
pentads,
is.
your triads, your pentads, all those things are in
I
there.
don't know what that one is.
your Reynolds and your.
I'll tell you the ones that matter for nurses, not providers.
They all matter.
No, they don't all matter. I've been a nurse
Your
a long
ICH score, your
well, we don't work in that kind of unit. Creatinine clearance score,
your Cockcroft.
CKD estimate.
Is this your quick reference list?
ABG analyzer.
Listen,
canine gap.
if I catch you using an ABG analyzer, you're in headlock town.
I just put that on there because we had that conference that you didn't stay for.
The conference that I didn't stay for? What do you
They
mean?
had a whole ABG discussion.
Oh,
and she
that
talked
conference.
about it. So
I didn't have to stay for it. I was a presenter. And
ETT depth and tidal volume calculator, so that you know your patient's body size and tube size and what
corrected sodium for hyperglycemia. That's another.
ideal body weight and adjusted body weight. Not that that's
I
relevant
don't
for
think
anything.
nurses really need that.
Your NIH,
We
in
don't
case you
even
need to do
release
that at bedside randomly.
Yeah.
Sodium correction for hyperglycemia.
This is the evolution of like your teacher who told you that to not use a calculator because you wouldn't have one on you at all times.
Yeah, this is that.
Loser, dude. Loser.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's one of those things, and I know it's still problematic, but like when we went through this long era of nursing where it was like if you ever had your phone on you, like you get written up right away.
I know.
And now it's like, I want everybody to have their phone readily available because you should be able to, like, and I'm not saying all the time, but like, even when I have conversations with patients or families, sometimes they might ask me a question. I'll go, actually, I'm not sure. Let me look real fast and, I'll tell you. But I mean, you have your drug compendiums on you at all times. You have your score calculations on you at all times. You have apps for, keeping tracks of your I's and O's and stuff. Like there's so many good tools out there. And I know it's not encrypted, but like don't put HIPAA information in any of these things. But
well, MD Calc, if you're not going to do all these other apps, is a must.
Yeah, it's a catch-all. It's good.
It's a must-have, and I never regretted downloading it many years ago. And I have used it and added favorites over the years that I use out of fun. I like to doctor the patient sometimes.
What does that mean?
That means I like to do what you doctors do.
I'm not a doctor.
You NP people do.
I'm a provider. I wanna be a provider.
Because they're doing exactly what I'm doing over here. They're calculating.
Oh yeah. Well, people are like, what do you do?
They don't get labs just to get labs. They get
labs
labs to
sit in
gather
your office
data.
and do nothing all day. No, I'm reading and calculate. Like people don't get how much like behind the scenes, like, seeing the patient is just like the snapshot and putting all the pieces together. But then like having to sit down and study the chart and like, run the numbers and stuff. And that's not, a lot of patients are, clean cut and dry.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But there's plenty of them who have,
the exotics that have infections.
or like if you really want to do the work on like a RTA or an acid-base imbalance disorder and you want to calculate stuff, you can make honestly anything as complicated as you want. We had that in that guy. I don't know that you took care of him, but it was one that it was kind of complicated, but like, we're calculating R values and doing all this stuff to try and like figure out like what is the source of like, this hyperbilirubinemia. Is this patient an early cirrhotic without, clinical evidence of it, or,
Did it a pump or a flow problem in his hepatic veins?
So there were actually
portal system?
There were two cases back to back. One of them
Like cholecystitis.
had pretty significant hyperbilirubinemia. And they emergency department consulted us. They were concerned for like hemolytic uremic syndrome, which they had normal platelets. So we didn't think that was the case. It was.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was recent, very recent. And when you look at everything, the best answer that I could come up with at 6 a.m. on the morning of admission on like my 5th day was like a cholestatic substance-induced cholestasis kind of thing.
Yeah.
But my underlying suspicion was that there was like a MAHA going on behind the scenes.
What is a MAHA?
Microangiopathic hemolytic anemia, just hemolysis, because this person
from a virus.
Well,
Vitamin hepatitis D or something.
Well, the scary thing I think, looking now retrospectively, was I don't think this is necessarily the case because things you don't want to miss. TTP is one of them, right? So we worked off of
He
the
said his platelets were fine.
Yeah, platelets were fine, but like LD was high, haptoglobin's low normal. There's schistocytes, like can't hold on, chronically anemic despite multiple transfusions, elevating T-billy, like I think it went up to 12, which I think this person ended up, we put in a gallbladder drain. Even
Was he like early evidence of TTP? Not quite classed out
So
yet?
later down the road, I sent off some additional tests because I was like, I felt like this was a hemolysis thing and other people felt like this was a bleeding thing, even though there was no active observed bleeding. There was evidence that there could have been potential for bleed based off of, an EGD. But when I sent off an Adams test, like the Adams function was reduced and the kind of the arbitrary number is 10% reduction in Adams.
It's harder to come up with things on Johnny on the spot, isn't it?
Well, I was up with my children.
It's hard to be smart up all night.
Well, anyway. So it's 10%. If there's a greater than 10% reduction in the function of the atoms, which is like the von Willebrand cleaving factor, that's indicative of TTP, but it was less than 10%, but still reduced. So it's like so many things that were right on the line, whereas like maybe, because the thing is, if you think you have TTP, you need to start Plex right away. Like you need to do that. And if you miss that opportunity, like
then what do you do?
Death comes for you. But this person did not die. Like,
how often is TTP a thing?
Not.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
In our world, not often. Like less than half a dozen times a year, maybe. That's for us. But
have you seen it this year?
No.
Okay.
I'm not saying we haven't had a case. I mean, I don't know every case that comes through the service, but like I think the last one I saw was years ago. So. All right. Any more advice for the young ones? Are you picking your nose right now? I bet on the camera it looks like you're picking your nose.
I bet it does too. Oh, I don't know.
Don't work night shift.
Yeah.
I enjoy working night shift.
I do too. I have fun.
I don't like being away from my family, but I like the flow. I like the crew.
I like the crew.
Like
it's
everybody.
A good crew.
We have a good crew.
Yeah, no, I don't have any complaints about night shifts. They have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Don't eat Cheetos right before you go to bed.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Sometimes the spirit possesses you and you want to have Cheetos while you're in bed.
No, you don't.
Well, I did.
Well, then don't go to bed.
I couldn't help it. I'm old.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. So, resources for people who want to learn more about cardiogenic shock.
Come to my escape room. Learn your hemodynamics. That's really important.
You forget the microphone exists.
It crowds my face.
You get claustrophobic?
No, I just don't like things crowding me in my face.
Is that why you're mean to your husband all the time?
Probably. He crowds me a lot.
Mike, I love you.
Don't apologize or don't even
I'm
talk
sorry
to me.
that she treats you the way that she does.
He deserves it.
No, you don't. You're worth it, King.
Stop.
All right. You want to learn more about cardiogenic shock Impella? You come to your class. What else? Online resources. Does Impella have online resources?
Yeah.
I know there's a training course that the nurses take, right?
There's lots of things they can learn even within that, specific to cardiogenic shock if they ever get frisky and want to advance their knowledge.
Get frisky.
You go to their website and they're on demand and click through it and you'll find the cardiogenic shock.
Yeah, Impella also has little quick reference sheets that you can download. I have a couple on my shelf somewhere.
Yeah, they have little cards.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just keep it on the back burner of your mind. And if you're suspicious of cardiogenic shock, early intervention is key.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the most important part. I can tell you so many stories of non-early intervening and what that looks like.
Death.
No, some of them lived, but mostly death.
Debility. Death and debility. Oh, look. It's one of your friends.
I don't like ladybugs.
That's not a ladybug.
Looks Looks ladybug like.
That's a Japanese ladybug.
Yeah, but it's still ladybug.
You can't hear it speaking Japanese.
I really think I'm Japanese. I really think I'm Japanese. I really think so.
Konnichiwa. All right. Any closing thoughts?
I don't know.
You look like you're sleepy now.
I am sleepy.
Stop pushing that bug towards me. It's freaking me out.
I don't know if it's alive.
Well,
Just trying to encourage it. I have a handicapped frog. The end.
Heather, what does that mean?
I don't know. I think he's got ammonia toxicity.
Okay, so we're referencing a real frog here
Yeah.
that you think is hyperammonemic.
I methylene blued him for like 4 days.
You methylene blued a frog.
Yeah. He's starting to get better. I have to hand feed him bloodworms.
Bloodworms.
Yeah, every day. Although I don't think I did yesterday.
What is a bloodworm?
It's like a little red worm
Okay.
that you buy at the
So
store.
explain this to me. How does one develop the suspicion that you have an encephalopathic frog?
He circles. Just swims in circles. Can't tell what's up and what's down.
Is this a frog you keep in your house?
He's in the aquarium.
Okay.
He lives in a net.
How do you know his leg wasn't just hurt?
Well, I thought that initially.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been studying him for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a leg issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a neurological issue.
This has been the Full Code Podcast. The hell are you talking about?
He's a full code.
Anyway, we appreciate you all tuning in after this long absence that we've had. It's only been 2 months, but
a long time.
people have been threatening my life over this. So we appreciate all your patience and support. And we want to thank Heather the Toad, Wizard Opal Miner, for coming after a long night shift. And then if you keep pushing that bug towards me, thanks for listening. Bye.